Hey guys, be sure to check out the Mortar Pod, our weekly video podcast, and also check out the tutorial video for my board game, Travelers of Storia. Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're doing another Swiss M15 Draft. I just finished a soccer game, so I'm pretty tired right now, but that's alright. We'll still get a nice little draft in, for sure. Be sure to check out spoilers for Cons of Tarkir at the beginning of the video. I've got the promo for that. I'm also going to link to The Local Experiment, which is a web series which did an interview with me about Travelers of Storia, my board game, and you can also watch the tutorial by clicking on the link at the beginning of this video. On to the pack. I've got Triplicate Spirits, so it seems like an easy pickup. Also have a Heat Ray, Battlefield Forge, Inferno Fist, Hunt the Weak. A lot of good playables in here. Living Totem, Sanctified Charge, all sorts of goodies. We're just going to go to the best. Take the Triplicate Spirits. Okay. Follow-up pick. Well, Hunt the Weak is good removal. I've got Sungrace Pegasus, which is on color. Dauntless River Marshal is a pretty strong card. Oddly enough, I would have expected at the beginning of this format for this one to be the strongest, but I think it's actually not as good as, say, Kurd Chieftain, and arguably not even as good as Sunblade Elf. So interesting fact there, or not fact, but my assessment at least, my experience with them. I mean, Sungrace Pegasus is good. It's no Dauntless River Marshal. The problem with taking Dauntless River Marshal, of course, being, do I want to commit to playing the blue, which you don't necessarily do. It's just, would I rather take a Goblin Piker with the chance of being a really good efficient card that can tap creatures, or a lifelinking flyer that's just good on color with Triplicate? I think I'm going to go, since it's early enough, for the old Dauntless River Marshal, who I have played a few times and am usually very satisfied with. Alright, well, Lanover Waste. Thank you. Lanover Waste is some tickets, but Netcaster Spider's kind of calling my name here. No real solid blue pick in here, but the nice thing is if you go green, you can always pick up Verdant Haven, or I guess technically Niss's Expedition or something like that. But yeah, Netcaster Spider is a pretty awesome card, significantly better than Research Assistant and Soulmender and Oppressive Rays, so guess it's a pretty easy pickup. Let's just take the Spider and move on. Alright. Jorubai Murklurker. I do like that card. Another Pegasus, though, which is a really good sign, I would say, for white. We also have Invasive Species in green. Currently, no Enter the Battlefield effects, but that's not terribly difficult to do. I kind of am feeling the Sungrace Pegasus, though. I really like this card in this format. Can potentially trade early, or just make it fat later, and it does all sorts of good stuff for you. Murklurker is good too, but I don't want to drift too far away from Triplicate Spirits, and I'm not sure I necessarily need to go Esper. You know, it's not out of the realm of reason that I could go Esper, but I don't know. I think Sungrace Pegasus for now is making me feel comfortably in white. Alright, Pillar of Light is a pretty fantastic card. Heliod's Pilgrim is pretty good too, as is Restock, but Pillar of Light, straight up white removal, which is nice. So I think it's pretty justifiable pick there. Alright, well, pretty good green picks here to follow up with. If we want to stay on point with green, could take the Gather Courage, which is a trick I've come to love quite a bit. Even more so than Ranger's Guile. Once again, being able to convoke it and play this spell for free is very powerful. Yeah, I guess I'm comfortable enough. Let's just take the Gather Courage here. Stick with the old white-green, or try to. Alright, well, Oppressive Rays. Guess I can get behind that. Maybe if we see another Pilgrim, make some more use out of the Rays, but sometimes this card can be real good for you, sometimes not so good, but we'll find out at the end of our deck building how much it's needed in this deck. Divine Favor, pretty nice pickup here. Also a Tyrant's Machine in here, which is actually a pretty good sideboard card against Aura decks. But I'd rather grab an Aura for now, especially since we have the Sungrace Pegasus, and we're in white, so Johnny's Pridemate is something that we could look forward to. Alright, tabling the Helliod's Pilgrim is very nice, since we just picked up a Divine Favor and we have an Oppressive Raise, so pretty happily picking that up. There's also Niss's Expedition to help for the Dauntless River Marshal, but I think the Pilgrim is what we're looking for. So we're just going to cut white. We're going to let our opponents have access to those cards. Sometimes when you're just trying to make your colors work, it's best to pass, playable spells in other colors just to sort of motivate other people to want to move into those colors. So Soulmender's fine. I think we're taking the Titanic Growth. I like Rogue's Gloves. Well and good enough. But I'm feeling the Titanic Growth. I do like a good Titanic Growth. I'm going to take the Hunter's Ambush here for sideboard. Ever since I got blown out by that versus the Sanctified Charge. Kind of made me want to play it. Out of sideboard, of course. I guess we'll hate that. No, they can play that, actually. I'll take a land. Eternal Thirst I think I am going to hate, since that card's pretty good. Alright, I would say a good start. Got a pretty good white signal. I guess green signal slightly lacking, but not too much. It was a late gather. Geez. Hello, Avacyn. Well, that helps make this deck much more powerful. Also, another Pilgrim in here, a Swiftclaw, of course, and not too much else for us regardless, so. Hello, Avacyn. Raise the Alarm, very good for convoking. Constricting Sliver is removal. Hunt the Weak is removal. Fido Titan is rare, but I'm not a huge fan. Admittedly, I haven't played it. I also haven't played against it that much, so I don't have too many opinions about it, but I don't know. Raise the Alarm might get the go-ahead against Constricting Sliver. It's kind of a tough call. Raise the Alarm is typically amazing in white in general, especially deep white, just because it's just such a good spell in this format. It can be early removal for the X1s, and then on top of that, it convokes your stuff out, so you can play, nasty little turn 3 triplicate spirits if you have a 1-drop, so I don't know. I'm kind of feeling the Raise the Alarm over the Constricting Sliver, and maybe some people think I'm crazy for that, but I don't. I think Raise the Alarm's just really, really, really powerful in this format. Okay, so options now. Warden of the Beyond, technically playable in here since we have Pillar of Light. Invasive Species, still don't really have any Into the Battlefield. Oh, I guess we do. Helliod's Pilgrim, so that's good synergy. How many good creatures do we have for Hunt the Weak? Well, Spider is certainly good with it. River Marshal, not so much in this deck. Pegasus is pretty good with it. Currently, that's about it. But it's still early, and we can probably make the Hunt the Weak work. And Hunt the Weak is certainly good with pump spells, although then you start going a little bit too many spells deep. We are a bit short on creatures. Invasive Species is pretty good, but I did kind of hurt myself a little bit playing that last time. Too many of them, I mean. If you get too many Invasive Species, it can hinder your deck, but yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to go removal, just because typically green-white is short on removal, though. Admittedly, Hunt the Weak, not terribly good in here at the moment. Alright, Siege Worm could make it better. There's also Sanctified Charge in here, which is quite good with both Raise the Alarm and Triplicate Spirits, so kind of a tough call. I mean, Siege Worm is so good with Raise the Alarm as well, since you can just, cheat it out. It's also good with Hunt the Weak. We may have enough finishers already, but then again, Sanctified Charge is kind of a finisher too. We are a bit short on creatures. It's a tough choice. We're already a little bit trick heavy, which makes me want to do the Siege Worm. Understandably, Sanctified Charge is good with both Triplicate Spirits and Raise the Alarm, but so is Siege Worm. I don't get it. They're both good. I'm going to go with the creature just because we're so creature light right now. That's our 6th, I guess 7th, 8th if you count the Triplicate Spirits, which I should. So there's Wayfinder, Wall of Mulch, Kinsbale Skirmisher. All of those are fine. Pillar of Light, number 2. I'm trying to think how deep. I believe Owen Turtenwald said he would always slam pick 2 Pillar of Lights. What do you guys think of that? I'm not sure. I'm going to try it out. He was swearing that Pillar of Light was that good, so I guess we'll find out. I'm going to play a couple of them. Jeez, 3 of them? I don't know if I need to go that deep. Let's just try 2, because I don't think I've ever done 2 before. And 3 could get a little bit shady. Willforged Golem is good. I think I'm going to take the Bear just because we're short on cheap creatures currently. We've only got like a Raise the Alarm and a Sungrace and a Dauntless River Marshal, which isn't even that good in our deck. So I'm going to go with the Bear on this one. Alright, getting a Skirmisher. Also Ephemeral Shields, which we will be needing for Avacyn. I think I'm going to take the Shields here just to make sure we have one. When you have Avacyn in your deck, it's so important that you have Ephemeral Shields. I really do like the Skirmisher a lot. I do like the Skirmisher, but having 1 Ephemeral Shields just seems really important for us. Pretty easy Griffin snag there. I'm glad that White's open. That's nice. Maybe in pack 3 we'll see another Triplicate Spirits. That's always a good feeling. Or some more Raise the Alarms. So I could take a second Pilgrim, which gives us another creature. I can also take the Plummet, which is a nice sideboard card. Currently, we need a couple more playables, though, so I'm not opposed to the Pilgrim. It's playable with Hunt the Week. You can at least eat 2 2s, but admittedly, not that impressive. Got a couple auras, but not that many. I guess because we have spiders and flyers already, I'm going to go for the Pilgrim, which we may possibly main deck. Overwhelm, I mean, I think it looks good on the surface with Triplicate Spirits and Raise the Alarm, but overall it's a pretty underwhelming card. I still just don't quite understand why it doesn't give Trample. I really don't understand that. Because Convoke with pumping your creatures is like a non-bow, I really don't understand why they couldn't give Trample. It's just strange to me. Easy Bronze Sable pickup. Deceptively good card in this format against Krenko's Enforcers and Accursed Spirits. I've gotten blown out by Necrobite a bit too many times for my comfort. I guess we'll take the Mercenaries, although we've got a pack left. Never mind. I'm going to hate a Necrobite. I don't think we're playing Tireless Missionaries. Not all that good. Ooh, the Bane. The real Bane. My existence. The Miner's Bane. Yeah, I lost pretty bad to that in the last draft. I was pretty whiny McWinerson about it. I think we'll hate that. Sideboard that. Alright. Moving on to pack 3. Pretty nice looking deck. We're at 12 creatures with the Raise the Alarm and the Triplicate Spirits, which is a bit low. So I'd like to up our creature count out of pack 3 here. Hopefully we can do that. Burning Anger and a Lightning Strike and a Nightfire Giant. Jeez. This is the pack for somebody else for sure. I think we're going to snag the Sanctified Charge, although we do need creatures. We tabled Bronze Sable last time. I think we can probably do that again. But other creatures, non-white creatures, are particularly worse with Sanctified Charge. And Midnight Guard is pretty fantastic with Convoke spells, since you get to untap and possibly attack or help pay for other Convoke spells with it. It's pretty nice. It's kind of a tough spot. We didn't get that Sanctified Charge last time, so I kind of feel like we should pick it up here. Especially with the Pilgrims, it makes them more playable as well. I'm going to take the Sanctified Charge. I'm just going to make sure we get one. That would be nice. Meteorite legitimately is not only removal, but it would help us get our Dauntless River Marshal ability activated, but since we have a good late game plan, I'm kind of feeling the Wall of Mulch, which is just a nice little dude that blocks. So I guess I'll get behind that. The Meteorite's not bad. I should say that, but I don't know. I think I'm just thinking Wall of Mulch might be a little bit more in our territory. Alright, I'm going to take the Swift Claw over the Venom Sliver. If I had a Constricting Sliver over the Raise the Alarm, I'd probably go Venom Sliver over it. Never like passing a Brood Keeper. At least we have Pillar of Lights for if they boost it, but I think we'll just go Swift Claw over Venom Sliver. I do like Death Touch, but I like Swift Claw a lot too. I like having that extra 2 power. I feel like he trades with a lot of the same things that the other dude would trade with. So 14 creatures currently in the deck. I can probably get away with cutting an Oppressive Raise, but then I'm probably going to want to get rid of a Pilgrim as well. Okay, well, double Pillar of Light might be the reason to take the Warden here. Alternatively, we've got a second Sungrace Pegasus, but the pump spells we have for it are Sanctified Charge, Gather Courage, and Titanic Growth, which isn't bad, but I'm going to go with the Warden, just on a hunch that with double Pillar, he's going to be better. We'll find out if we're correct. I'm going to cut a Pilgrim, and I think the next cut is probably an Oppressive Raise. I would say Oppressive Raise is actually a much better sideboard card because you can... Ooh, got a Pegasus anyway. Also have a Willforged Golem, but I'm going to go with the Pegasus. I just love these guys. What was I saying? Oh, Oppressive Raise is a better sideboard card because it works really well against creatures with activated abilities like Shadowcloak Vampire and Gargoyle Sentinel. They'd have to pay 6 mana to effectively block a flyer with Gargoyle Sentinel, or 6 mana and 2 life with Shadowcloak Vampire. So there's just some cards that it's really nasty against. I think Sungrace Pegasus is pretty good here. Could also take a third Pillar of Light for the Warden, but we're a little short on creatures. I'm going to take the Pegasus. I do so love the life linkers, especially with the Sanctified Charge to kind of finish it off. Maybe the next cut is... Oh my god, that is a late Triplicate Spirits. Happy to... Have you ever seen this many Pillar of Lights? That's kind of crazy. Charging Rhino in here as well, but never been so happy to see a Triplicate Spirit. So let's dump the Pilgrim plan. Not against it per se, but it's probably not necessary in here. Divine Favor is still okay. We have 15 creatures currently with our tokens. Geez, I might have to hate the Fester Gloom. It's just too good against us currently. A lot of X1s. Double Triplicate, Raise the Alarm, Resco's Swiftclaw, River Marshal if we play it. I mean, technically I could take a second Sanctified Charge, but I think we're actually pretty trick heavy currently, or good on tricks. And I could probably find something to cut for the Willforged Golem, like a Dauntless River Marshal, but Fester Gloom is just far and away too strong against us. It's a real crippling card against the strategy we're trying to do, and I just don't want to deal with that. I don't think I've ever been so happy to see a late Sunblade Elf. Yes, there's an Ajani's Pridemate in here. I don't think it holds a candle to Sunblade Elf for our deck. Double Triplicate Spirits and Raise the Alarm, Sungrace Pegasus. Actually, the Sungrace Pegasus is really good at the Pridemate, but so is Sunblade Elf. We're going Elf for sure. I mean, it's unfortunate that it's in the same pack, but extremely fortunate that we have that late of a Sunblade Elf. Let's cut the River Marshal just because he's pretty pointless in this deck. Tabled the Midnight Guard. I don't think White's ever been this open. I think I'm going to cut the Wall of Mulch for our Midnight Guard. Just rather have attackers when we have tricks like this. Like, we can be, at this point, we can be fairly aggressive, I would think. Second Ephemeral Shields. I'll probably, I was going to say resign that to the sideboard, but technically I could play it over like a Divine Favor or something like that. Multiple protection cards for Avacyn are, or even the Siege Worm are pretty nice. I don't think there's a ton of early creatures I want to protect, but I'm not taking anything else from here anyway. Let's just add it to sideboard for now. Tabling the Plummet makes me kind of happy since we're in need it. Geez, we're just tabling all the sideboard cards. I'm not going to play the Razorfoot Griffin, so I'm going to sideboard a Naturalize just to make sure we've got an out for some artifacts and enchantments. And neither of these cards really matter. Guess we'll take that. And okay. So here's our deck. I like it. I think it looks powerful. I guess I thought our last green-white deck looked pretty powerful too. Actually, I think our last green-white deck was probably more powerful than this, but you never know how the games turn out, you know. There's a lot of luck in this game. People I think people would say I say luck is too much of this game. But I would argue that other people think this game is more skill than luck. I mean, it is more skill than luck. I'm not trying to say that, but I think what I'm trying to say is they think that there is more skill involved when there is actually a very significant luck factor. I would say 40% of the time. I don't even think that's a bold claim. I think 40% of the time it really comes down to how good were the draws in the first 4 and 5 turns of your game, how good was your opener. So I would say that's directly luck-based. And that's probably just why I get so frustrated sometimes. You know, I feel like stuff's out of my control and I'll get flustered and make bad decisions sometimes. So I think the only real question here is, do I want to do a Divine Favor, or do I want to do a second Ephemeral Shields, or do I want to do Oppressive Rays? Keep in mind, we're not doing any Pilgrims, so I don't know. I guess I'm going to do Ephemeral Shields. Maybe you're wondering why. I just really dig free spells. Free in quotations, of course, but this cycle of the Convoke spells, they're just so good. I love Ephemeral Shields. I love Gather Courage. I'm trying to think of the other ones. They're not readily coming to my mind, but I'm pretty sure they're good too. Oh, Crowd's Favor, of course. I love Crowd's Favor. What's the blue one? I should know all these. I've played so many drafts at this point. I think I'm just a bit of a scatterbrain right now. I'm very tired. Very, very tired. Let's sort by color, take a look at what we're dealing with here. Significantly more white than green, and we actually need triple white for the old Avacyn. So 11-6. I don't know if I feel comfortable with that. I think 10-7's a little more what I'm looking for. 10 should still allow us to get triple white, I would hope. But I think I'm going to go 10-7. I mean, we actually need double green for Siege Worm, so. Although if we have a green creature, then I guess technically we only need one green, but I'm going to do 10-7 anyway. Overall, I think this deck looks pretty good. I mean, we got Avacyn, double triplicate spirits, and a Siege Worm. I think for how many weeks now have people been saying triplicate spirits and Siege Worm are like the two best commons? So if that's true, then I would say we have a pretty powerful deck. And the Sunblade Elf late pickup on that, late pickup on our second triplicate spirit's always a good feeling, good sign. I think we're going to run it like this. So I'll see you guys round 1.